Now, with issues like we have here domestically, with very vulnerable populations like refugees or people that come over on student visas,
Sure.
who have been tricked into working off campus and then having their visa go out of status, or have been tricked into working which could compromise their asylum application, are there special considerations so that they don't fear coming forward, where they're not just going to be deported because
Sure.
they fell into a situation like that?
That's a great question. And in our office, for instance, we have a very aggressive education campaign working with local stations, for instance, in the Latino community with Univision, Telemundo, doing interviews. It's why I hired a specialist who's a senior advisor to us from Mexico, who has political experience, law enforcement experience, to be able to go out into the community and let them know that if you come forward and help us attack this issue, you will not be deported. Nothing about your participation will be used against you. Now, I can't give them immunity per se for all the different circumstances that may arise in terms of other agencies, but in terms of dealing with us, we will never put them at risk. These confidential informants that come forward, had it not been for a very brave individual who was out of status, who came and gave us the information, we never would have arrested Victor Rax, that international trafficker. And so I give a lot of credit to him, and we've worked with him in the legal process to make sure that he was not prejudiced in any way, that his family was protected, not just from physical harm, but also legally. So yes, the answer is we do have programs, we do have U visas, we have other types of mechanisms that will help us deal with the immigrant community who is very vulnerable and they're very scared. And my words to them always are, again, you come forward, help us protect the community, and you will never, from my office at least, for the jurisdiction that I have, run into issues or problems. And we've tried to work with other agencies to make sure that as these folks come forward to help us in law enforcement, that they're not unintentionally making themselves targets for other agencies.